What is up, fools? This is Foodio, and let's get started on episode 76, Judgment. And first things off the bat, this is without a doubt confirmation that Levi is in fact alive, and Hanji knows it and is keeping it away from Flock. And that means we're gonna see a pissed off Levi in the future. That's right, it's gonna be one of the best moments in the whole series. Guarantee it. I can already see it happening. Anyway, Zeke still hasn't achieved his ultimate form of some capacity, and I think that little girl will reveal more of his potential later down the line, because I feel like she's connected to all of this in some way. I believe she's like the original Ymir, and she just gives off like all the Titans their super ability to like get, whatever they want, achieving essentially regeneration powers so easily, achieving the ability to form in any capacity, just anything. She has the power to do so in some sort of like soul state that she just stays around for all the Titans, and she's like the motherly figure or something. I don't know, maybe I'm thinking too much into it, but either way, Zeke coming out naked, he still has a lot in his back pocket, if you know what I mean, because Zeke still has a lot to do, and he is not ready to give it up that easily. Now, I'm starting to be convinced that Zeke might not truly trust Eren. Eren has his thought process that I'm not fully convinced is exactly what he's thinking, and now Zeke is probably having his form of an idea that's somewhat similar, but not exactly what he said. Now, we got all of that from the very start, like right off the bat. The episode kind of went into it, answering the question, Levi's alive, Hanji doesn't trust Flock, Zeke is clearly going to be a big factor because he's kind of fully healed up, and now we got the first intro to the final season part 2. And can you get any more metal than a death metal song called The Rumbling? And did I just spot an Annie Lionheart cameo in that intro? That's right, it looks like she will probably play a factor. Again, intros are intros, but part of me thinks that is just a taste of what's to come, because she's definitely going to do something. As we start off the episode, it gets me thinking, is this the first time we see a Jaw Titan in Shiganshina? Because last time I checked, Ymir was outside the walls, and ever since then it was under Ymir's use, but she never really used it like to attack the other Titans in the walls. So now that the Jaw Titan is in the walls, I'm thinking like he's probably at a full advantage moving forward. All the Titans have some sort of advantage, but like since the Jaw Titan is so quick and agile, I feel like this is his moment to shine, because I feel like he just got like beaten up on the first part of the season 4, and he's clearly capable, but he just always gets like ahead of himself and just gets screwed over for some reason or the other. Anyway, moving over to what is the return of Commander Megadeth, is what I like to call him. He really does have a soft spot for these kids. You can clearly tell that this guy is like, he's the commanding officer, and he like still wants the best for them. And I guess, Commander Megadeth just caught some of those feelings, and he caught it real hard. He's clearly happy to see Gabby, despite him going like, hey, we're in war, but he still has that soft side. So many deaths, so many bodies, it's just gruesome. And it just goes to show you that war is never the answer. And, they're proving it once again in this episode. And it looks like this is going to be Eren's first and last appearance in episode 76, because it looks like he's done for. No, he's not. He is not done for. But they're really trying to hype up the fact that Eren is at a disadvantage. He has something. Helena might have something in the back of her pocket. There's going to be something that happens where Eren gets away. We know Eren's going to be okay, but they're really trying to convince you that this is Eren's last stand here, or Perhaps it'll be the return of somebody. We'll see. And I mean, they're really bringing in the gruesomeness for this episode. I mean, like, the color of blood is everywhere. Everyone's dying. So much blood everywhere. And I mean, despite all this war happening, all this gruesomeness that's taking place in Shiganshina, I think the most lighthearted moment in this whole episode is the realization that the commanders got promoted to general. Like, sometimes all you gotta do is just be around, like the right time, right place, and it just goes to show you that, you're gonna have the best opportunities just be presented to you because you just happen to be there. Unfortunately for them, like, a lot of people died for him to be in that position, but to me, I thought it was funny, like, oh, I'm no longer the commander, I'm the general. So I mean, something to chew over, as something to reflect over. I know I thought about it when I saw the commander say he's general now. I'm like, oh, that's funny. A lot of the things that happen in my life, just because I just happened to be there at the right time at the right place, because no one else was available. But yeah, enough of self-reflection about my life. Let's get back to episode 76. Let's be honest, a good majority of us are really Connie. Like, I mean, who do you believe anymore? So, like, if you had somebody telling you that they're on one side, but then that one side is clearly the ones who locked you up, I would never look at them and say, I'd just be like, nope, forget it. I can't deal with you. You're disgusting. Get away from me. And I feel so bad for Onyankopan. I really hope I got that right, because he is like the best soul in the messiest of situations. Like, he has such a good heart. He has good intentions. He's trying, but clearly the situation is not calling for that. And Onyankopan is just like, really wanting the best for humanity and the future. And Connie over here is telling him, like, how am I going to believe you? Because, who would? I mean, I wouldn't if I was in that situation, but, better heads prevail. And now this may just be me, but I noticed a small little detail when Mikasa was talking and the camera started panning down. I thought it was going to stop on her stomach and kind of allude the idea of like pregnancy or like the hope or the future or something like that. And it was just a thought I had because, the way they were setting it up and they were talking about, the euthanization and preventing like, Eldians from having, future babies in the future. It was just an idea I thought, but then quickly that got swept away because the camera started positioning it to the red scarf that Mikasa had on. And I mean, like, the whole conversation, I was thinking about this in the back of my mind, but then, they bring up the Ackerman bloodline, and it's still, I'm kind of shaky about it the whole time because, they introduced it in the first part of season 4, and I mean, they're gonna probably go about it and explain it later down the road, and it'll come full circle at a later time. But I mean, right now I'm still, I'm still not fully convinced. So if Armin was telling me that, I'd be like, yeah, you know what, he would be lying to convince me to be like, mad about, wanting to join his side or whatever you're trying to tell me or persuade me at that time, because it's not about having the best thing to say. It's about convincing you with the right words. My God, this is as gruesome as it gets. It's not Titan blood. It's not a shot to somebody's, face or arm or someone got cut off. It's this dude right here strangling another dude. And man, this is clearly the shot of the episode. Someone, really try to make sure that you felt uncomfortable seeing this. And I mean, that one really got me. That one hit me real hard. They should just rename this Attack on Strangle instead of Attack on Titan. Because that shot, man, that hit me real hard. And the last shot we got is Eren screaming like the most of us were watching this episode, because we know this isn't the end, but how are we going to get there moving forward? So this is definitely the setup for more to come, and we'll have to wait for next week to find out how Eren gets away with it. Granted, he's struggling, but if there's a will, there's a way. Now, before I sum up my thoughts, gotta say that outro really makes you feel like you're soaring in the sky, flying. And those colors, though, I don't remember seeing this much color in AoT ever before, let alone an outro. So I guess they're gonna about it as like more of an optimistic sort of view, and maybe it's best not to get into it, but it was just a thought that I had, like, I don't remember seeing this much color before. Overall, high-paced episode with a few questions answered. Levi's still alive. Zeke's clearly healed up and ready to go. And more questions arise, like this little girl that restore Zeke's ability to regenerate, and just what's everyone's plans moving forward. The attack on Paradise Island is full scale, and I'm looking at like probably the best season yet. A strong start to the final season. I don't want to start comparing episodes just quite yet. It's not tear jerkers as of yet, but definitely got me excited to watch more in the future. The first 10 minutes, my heart was racing. I was sweating. I was starting to think like, this is as good as it'll get. Nah, this is just a taste of what's to come, and I'm ready for more. Animation's gotten so much better. We're finally seeing Titans attack each other, and so much death, it's kind of hard to see. Not in a bad way, just, you clearly want these people to stop fighting. You just want them to all live together peacefully, but they're really nailing hard that war is just not the best answer for anything. And we'll find out more as we're coming to season 4 finale, and I just cannot wait till they get to the highest of high points. This was a good start. I can't wait for more. This episode, they nailed it in the head harder than Peak did with her cannon to Aaron's face. My God, that was brutal. Now, what do y'all think of the episode? And more importantly, what do y'all think of that little girl and what she's capable of doing? I think that's the original Ymir, and her goal is to make sure that all the Titans achieve whatever their individual goal is. But who knows? At this point, we'll just have to wait and see. But for now, let's speculate. Tell me in the comment section what y'all thought of episode 76 as we await episode 77 as we get ready for Sneak Attack. And don't forget to dedicate your heart, fools, and I'll see you later.